story, published 9 days later, was an altogether different matter.
Revealed. Labour ministers on new McGurk tapes.
Michael McGurk illegally recorded conversations he had with 5 state Labour MPs and one former federal minister. A long-term colleague of the murdered Standover man has told the Herald.
As Herald reporter Kate McClymont admitted that morning,
have we heard the tapes? No, we haven't. We're relying on statements other people have made.
Do you think, until you've heard them yourself, that it actually warrants a front-page story on the Sydney Morning Herald?
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely. A story about illegal recordings on unheard tapes of unnamed MPs saying unspecified things, reportedly transcribed by an unidentified source. But we had to wait for the ICAC's investigator to tell us last week that source
is a current correctional centre inmate, Zed, who is serving sentences for fraud-related matters.
And that in his statement to the Police Integrity Commission, source Zed had requested that in exchange for his information,
satisfactory arrangements be reached concerning my release from prison, quashing of convictions and payment of substantial compensation inter alia.
Didn't readers who are being asked to believe this source have a right to know that? According to the Herald's editor, no, they didn't.
The source feared for his safety and asked the Herald not to reveal his identity, a wish also respected by the ICAC.
But the ICAC had no problem telling us that he's serving time for fraud. The Herald should have too. As it turns out, despite thorough searches, the ICAC has found no trace of any tapes or transcripts. As counsel assisting the inquiry put it, the inference is that the
sometimes dramatic and often fantastic claims of recordings said to have been made are inventions or fantasies or lies by Zed.
The Herald has come in for some pretty strident criticism this week, notably from former Senator Graham Richardson.
How is it possible that a front page about tapes, new tapes, 5 MPs, a minister, etc., can be the subject of a front page story when the only source is the uncorroborated evidence of a prisoner in jail for fraud? It's extraordinary. You've got to ask yourself why. What did the editor do when he came to work that day? Did he jettison his ethics, his courage, throw them out, discard them down the chute with yesterday's underwear? I don't know. But these are questions that Fairfax have to answer.
Well, so far, the Herald hasn't answered them in print. But the editor, Peter Fray, tells Media Watch that he stands by the story.
The decision to publish was not made lightly and was only made after every effort possible to check every part of the story.
But Peter, not one single claim your source made, not one, has stood up. The story was a crock. Why not admit it? You were conned. You can read the rest of Peter Fray's response and much else besides on our website, and download a vodcast of the programme or leave a comment. So visit us there and join me again next week.